It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I'm with this guy. How are we doing?
Sleepy.
Real Ale 140, yeah, very sleepy. We're off to Ludlow today in Shropshire. Show you the station, Cardiff station. And we're going to be doing some judging, some beer judging for the Wales and West, SIBA Wales and West. We're going to do it in a beautiful location, lovely castle. And today's video is going to be about how to become a beer judge. A bit busy on this train. Should we get down here? Yeah. We'll out down this way? Which way is it? Oh, it's reserved. Here we go. So, made it on the train. So yeah, we're off to Ludlow. Ludlow, if you're watching anywhere else in Europe or America, it's Henry VIII's. It used to be the place where he lived, yeah?
I don't know, I'll have to check that.
We'll have to have a look at it. But yeah, it's so early in the morning. At least we got a seat with a table on the train. Let's get up there. Right, Chris, we've arrived at Ludlow Castle, this wonderful place. While I'm scanning around, this video is about how to become a beer judge. What's the first stage?
First stage, there's a pre-stage to the first stage. When you get here, are we talking about how do we get to that place? Let's just go with that. So, but before you even get to the tent where we're going to be drinking the beer, which is around there, do you want to pan around and have a look at it?
Yeah.
Before you even get to that tent, the most important thing you have to do is get the appropriate fuel on board.
Do you know what? That's a good bit of advice. Yeah, so we've just been for a bacon and sausage roll, courtesy of these lovely people. I think they do that from experience, and you're going to drink 50, 60 beers a day. If you've forgotten to eat, they've just reminded you.
Yeah, otherwise you're just going to wreck yourself. So that's your first bit. Second bit, obviously wait around, do a bit of that, talk to some people, mill around, you know, see the faces you recognise. And
but then when the beer hits the table, sheet of paper gets poured out. What's the first thing you do?
Yeah, so don't get freaked out if you get invited to do this. Don't be worried. We're always a bit worried certainly the first time you do it, isn't it? But first thing you do, you get your glass and you have a good old look at it. Get up to the light if you can. Yeah. And have a look and make an assessment whether it's cloudy, whether it's hazy, whether it's just perfectly clear, bell clear, what the head's like, all that kind of stuff. Is the appearance. That's the first key thing that you want to be looking at.
And you've done it a few times. What does it tell you? What does appearance tell you?
Depends on the category you're in. You know, if you're judging a wheat beer and it's perfectly clear, then there's something probably wrong with it, and vice versa if it's if you're looking at another kind of beer. So it gives you a clue, but it does depend on the style of the beer. And I think it might tell you some nasty stories as well, as well as good ones.
I've caught the Baron on. How are we doing, Mr. Baron?
Good, thank you, mate.
It's been a long time.
It has, last couple of years.
The Baron's been judging at the Ludlow Beer Festival for, what, 5, 6 years, something like that.
Much every year on the trot.
We got Chris on what a beer should look like. In terms of, for yourself, in terms of judging, what should a beer, in terms of the aroma, what are you looking for with the aroma?
Right, okay, well first of all, the main thing is to get it going in the glass, get it agitating in the glass, give it a bit of a swirl round in the glass. Yeah. Nice big deep breath in there, big sniff in there. Get it going. I'm looking for some sweet flavours maybe. If it's a hoppy pale beer, I'm looking for maybe some citrusy stuff. What I'm not looking for is kind of any sort of sulphury or solventy aromas going on.
Diacetyl.
Any kind of or overly sweet stuff. I'm not looking for any of those. Anything that's kind of solventy or sulphurous or sort of pongy, any kind of pongy, rotten smells. Not looking for them at all. So those are the key bits. Any of those at all, it's going straight down. After that, is it pleasing? Is it nice? Does it make you want to taste the beer?
And then it leads you into the flavour as well. If it's got a really nice aroma, it's almost crawling you into the beer to try it.
But also, it's different for each different beer style. Like if it's a pale beer, if it's a pale citrusy or hoppy beer, like an IPA or a pale ale, I want it to be citrusy and fresh and zingy. If it's more of a bitter or a stout, I want maybe more roasted or malty aromas.
Totally.
And so it varies on the style, but you want pleasing, nice smells, and anything that's like smells like glue or smells like drains or anything else, just get rid of that straight away.
Exactly. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Baron, you do the podcast.
I do podcasts with my colleague Chris. You can find us on theormskirtbaron.com, and we're also on iTunes as well as the Ormskirk Baron.
Awesome. We're going to grab Chris now. Chris is going to do flavour.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Thank you very much.
So let's leave it rolling. Let's call him. Let's just keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
Chris, you're up.
So I was gonna edit it, but I'm just gonna keep it rolling. We got Christopher R. How are we doing, Christopher?
Christopher _R.
_R. Right, I'm gonna get it right. Gotta get it right. We've done the look of a beer.
Yeah.
We've done the aroma.
Yeah.
Flavour's a big thing, but I got you on the big task.
I know, it's a terrible thing, isn't it?
It's a terrible thing. Flavour.
It's related to the aroma. So it's, the two things are quite closely connected, but also basically it's just, do you like it?
Yeah, exactly.
Does it work? Does it taste off? That's the primary thing. The first mouthful, is it horrible? And if it's not horrible, then try and think about what's going on. What are the hops doing? What are the flavours that are in there?
Yeah.
But fundamentally, is it nice to taste? Do you want to taste some more?
Exactly.
It's pretty straightforward, actually.
And I suppose we're looking at the beer as well. If it's a light beer, maybe you're looking for some more hops. If it's a darker ale, probably you're looking for some more roasted malts. Or some, your eyes play a part as well,
might. Yeah, they do, and you might be in a. You're obviously judging by category as well. So you're trying to judge it on, is it what it says it is? So are there too many hops in it for what it says it is, and so on. So there's. But it's pretty fundamental. Do you like it?
Okay. And Susanna, call Susanna for the aftertaste.
Susanna,
you're up next, Susanna. How you doing, Susanna?
All right. How
You're
are you?
From Imbibe?
Yeah, Imbibe. I'm the beer and cider editor on Imbibe.
Cool.
So it's very fun to be here, and a little bit of tasting here.
Exactly. So we've done. We're talking about. I've said it a million times, but we're talking about how to taste the beer.
Yeah.
We've done the look, we've done the aroma, we've done the taste.
Yeah.
Now we're looking for the aftertaste.
Okay, so
why is that important in terms of tasting the beer?
It finishes off the experience. So if it's been a lovely smell and then a nice aroma, do you then get a lovely long finish? And is it a pleasant one? So what are you getting on the finish? Are you getting bitterness? And is it a nice bitterness? Or is it too much? And you go, oh no, it's too much. Or you think, no, I'm going to relax, I'm going to have another sip.
Yeah.
So it leads you on to the next moment.
Okay, perfect. And again, I suppose I was speaking to Chris about the flavour.
Yeah.
The colour makes a difference as well. You're looking at the beer, maybe a roasted, a darker beer will give off more roasted aftertaste.
Absolutely.
A lighter beer will give off more, maybe a little bit more bitterness.
Well, absolutely, it depends. So your dark beer, absolutely right, we might have a little bit of toasty malt in there.
Yeah.
It might be like a malt biscuit or something like that, like a hobnob or something like that.
Exactly.
Or if you've got a chocolate beer or a coffee beer, are you going to get those flavours? So if you are, very important on those flavours on the finish, again, is it natural?
Yeah.
Or does it taste artificial? And then you've got a really nice thing.
And then it kind of just polishes everything off, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, and then we move on to the next beer.
Finish it off, yeah.
And food.
Cheers.
We've just eaten as well. Food plays a massive.
Important.
We just had the jack of potato, and it makes. We've been judging. We're going to be judging 8 hours today.
Yes.
So
that's
food
true.
plays a big part in.
And a good beer that stands up to it.
Yeah, coming in, Charlie. Coming in.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. How are we doing, Charlie?
Right,
how are we doing? You've been the organiser here in the past, haven't you? And you've worked for Charles Farnham, so I suppose we're going to talk about hops.
Okay.
Hops. Let's talk about hops. How important do hops play in a beer?
At the moment, quite a lot with the tastes that are out there. Obviously for the bittering or the aroma, or both. So give it that flavour, really.
Give it that flavour, give that bit of the miles per hour behind it,
A bit of a punch, yeah.
So for you, and this, I've rolling into a different interview here, but are you selling more New World hops rather than traditional British hops, or is it a 50-50 split?
It depends, because a lot of some brewers have got an ethos and a concept where they will only use British hops, and it's all on their label and everything. Or you've got those others that want those American flavours, or the New Zealand ones as well. So in the last few years, the American hops have been like really flying popular. Out and really going there, because people want something different. Tastes change all the time, and generationally it will change. So you can't really predict it so much. And getting the acreage in for the demand of certain hops, it takes a long time. So
brilliant. Nice to have you on. Nice to see you again. Cheers. Cheers, everyone. Okay, so that probably wraps up my Ludlow trip. they've all gone. I'm going to spin around because they've all disappeared. They've all gone back into the tent to do round 3. I'm quite lucky. I've done round 1, I've done round 2, so I've probably drunk about 15 beers up to now. I missed round 3, but I get to go in and I judge the final. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the judging the final. It is a fabulous place to judge beer. This castle has been here since the 12th century. It's really old. I was going to fly my drone, but I forgot to bring the cable to connect my phone to the drone, so I couldn't fly the drone. But never mind. Thank you all for watching. I hope we've given you a little bit of insight into how to judge beer, and cheers.